Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most legendary magical folktales of the East, Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. It's one of those classic Arabian Nights stories that has been passed down through generations, and honestly, it brilliantly shows the raw power of honesty versus the absolute destruction of greed. We're not just going to retell the story today, we're breaking down the characters, their crazy decisions, and the timeless life lessons hidden in this epic tale. Let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into this epic legend. We're going to journey through 5 main parts today: the secret magic cave, the greedy brother, the thieves' revenge, Morgiana's brilliant tactics, and finally, the moral of the story. Part 1: The Secret Magic Cave. Picture this. It's dawn. The sun is just starting to peek over this ancient city, and our hero, Ali Baba, who is just a humble, hard-working woodcutter, is walking the empty streets with his trusty donkey. He heads deep into a mysterious forest to chop wood, just like any other normal morning. But then, right around midday, the vibe completely shifts. He hears the sudden, terrifying sound of approaching horses. So to save his own life, he quickly ducks behind a massive tree and watches in secret as these mysterious riders gallop right toward him. And guys, we're not talking about 1 or 2 riders here. There were exactly 40 of them. 40 heavily armed, ruthless thieves. They ride up to this giant, imposing mountain. I mean, imagine the dead silence of the forest suddenly shattered by 40 armed bandits. It's absolutely terrifying. Ali Baba is literally holding his breath, just watching this all unfold. So Ali Baba is peeking from his hiding spot, and he watches the terrifying leader of the thieves step right up to this solid rock face on the mountain. There's this tense, dead silence. And then he shouts a magical command: "Kul just sim sim, open sesame." And no way, the massive stone entrance literally rumbles and slides open, revealing this magnificent hidden cave. Now, what's really interesting about this is what happens next. After the thieves stash their loot and ride off, Ali Baba carefully sneaks up to the rock, says the exact same magic words, and steps inside. What he sees just blows his mind. We're talking massive piles of gold coins, rare glittering jewels everywhere, these heavy ancient treasure chests and bolts of the finest silk. For a poor woodcutter, this was more wealth than he could ever imagine in 100 lifetimes. He had stepped straight into a dream. All right, moving on to part 2, the greedy brother, Qasim. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive contrast between 2 completely different types of human nature. On one hand, you have Ali Baba. He's patient, he's honest, he takes just a little bit of treasure, only what he absolutely needs to survive, and quietly goes home. But then there's his brother, Qasim. Even though Qasim is already wealthy, he's greedy, hasty, and he just wants it all. When Qasim finds out about the secret, thanks to his cunning wife, he grabs his donkeys and literally sprints to the cave to hoard every last coin. So the crucial point here is that Qasim's greed isn't just a minor character flaw. It's his total undoing. He gets inside, sees all that unimaginable wealth, and he completely loses his mind. He's in such a greedy frenzy that he literally forgets the magic words to get back out. His brain just shuts down under the weight of his own panic. And the tragic result? He's trapped. When the thieves return, let's just say, it doesn't end well for Qasim. Which brings us to part 3, the thieves' revenge. When the thieves get back to their cave later, they realize something shocking. The intruder they had killed, Qasim, his body is suddenly gone. Think about that for a second. How will these ruthless thieves react when they realize their ultimate mountain secret has been compromised? Well, their shock instantly turns into blind rage. They realize someone else knows about the cave, and they immediately set out on a manhunt to track down and eliminate Ali Baba and his entire family. From here on out, it is a high-stakes game of cat and mouse. Part 4, Morgiana's brilliant tactics. Let's move to this next part and see how this builds, because this is where we meet the true mastermind of our story, Morgiana. She is the ultimate crisis manager. Just look at her strategy here. Step 1, under the cover of darkness, she spots the secret chalk marks the thieves left on Ali Baba's door. Step 2, without missing a beat, she marks every single house in the neighborhood exactly the same way, completely baffling the thieves. And step 3, this is the wildest part. When the thief leader smuggles his men into the courtyard hidden inside giant oil jars, she figures it out. She boils oil and pours it into the jars, silently defeating 39 thieves in a single night. I mean, absolute genius. But, the danger wasn't totally over yet. The leader of the thieves managed to escape into the night. Now, fueled by revenge, he disguises himself as a merchant and actually gets himself invited to Ali Baba's house as a guest. So the ultimate question is, how can one brave girl defeat the ruthless, cunning leader of the thieves, who is literally sitting right there with a dagger hidden in his robe, just waiting to strike? Well, Morgiana's eagle eyes spot through his disguise almost immediately. She decides to perform a traditional, mesmerizing dagger dance for the guests. She's twirling in these beautiful silk clothes, moving faster and faster, and right as she spins close to the disguised leader, bam! Without a second's hesitation, she strikes. Her incredible quick thinking neutralizes the final threat. The thieves are completely defeated, Ali Baba's family is saved, and the stolen treasure is finally safe. And that brings us to part 5, the final moral. With the thieves completely out of the picture, Ali Baba is now the sole heir to this magical cave and all its treasure. But here is the real kicker. He breaks the cycle of greed. He doesn't just hoard the wealth or blow it on a life of luxury. Instead, he uses this immense fortune to help the poor, the orphans, and the needy in his ancient city. It just goes to show that true prosperity isn't about how much you can gather, it's about how you use it to uplift others. He frees Morgana, lives as a true and honest man, and enjoys a life of real peace. Now, imagine a gorgeous cinematic sunset falling over this ancient, magical city. As the sun dips below the horizon, this universal message appears. Greed leads to humanity's destruction, while wisdom, patience, and honesty are the true paths to success. That is the absolute soul of this story. Kasim's blind greed literally got him killed, while Ali Baba's patience and Morgana's sharp intellect ensured their survival and ultimate success. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with something to really chew on. What hidden caves of opportunity in our own modern lives require patience and honesty to truly unlock? Because, let's face it, if we rush in with Kasim's blind greed, we're setting ourselves up for failure. We need Ali Baba's patience and Morgiana's quick wit. Give that some thought, guys, because the real magic, it's hidden in our own character. Thanks so much for joining us on this incredible journey.